Hello there, welcome back to another episode of the Joy of Painting series with me, PSR. As always, it's a joy to have you here and thanks for watching. Today, we're going to be painting this here, MCX Vertis. It is a conversion kit, so it's got a normal AR pattern lower, but it uses the SIG MCX Vertis upper. This is a 300 blackout, and we got a suppressor on here, the Dead Air Nomad 30. Right now, this is a pistol, but eventually I probably will SBR this setup, but for now we're going to be painting it with the pistol brace on. Like Ty Lopez, I'm here in my garage. Instead of preaching to you about books and knowledge, I'm just going to give you the knowledge on how to paint this here rifle multicam.
Our channel sponsor, that is Aves Engineering. Aves Engineering makes all the slidey bits for all of your favorite DIY projects. Lots of glizzy stuff, new generations in beta. They also offer a ton of Mac parts, so never search it in Google, and I would never ever use the code PSR for an entire 10% off your whole order from Aves. So thank you again to Aves for sponsoring this channel.
So what are we going to be using to paint this thing? Well, we've got these awesome Rattler Innovations camo stencils. These are really cool because they provide you instructions on exactly how to get that multicam look, and there's 3 different steps. As you can see, I've already used these things, but you can reuse them just fine. And like I said, there's instructions on each stencil, what colors to use, specific brands, which is really nice. It's a really cool way of going about painting a rifle. Of course, if you want to just do it the quick way, I would just look at some of my other videos. You don't even need to use stencils. You can just use foliage or some laundry net. This is a little bit more detail oriented, but it's still the rattle can way, which is the best way, of course. Just to give you an idea of what it looks like finished, this is a little practice I did with this kind of cringe Ruger 1022 stock, and I think the pattern came out really nice. All right, before we get started, we got to prep our rifle. So we've got pretty much everything on here sealed. You're going to want the dust cover to be closed, the mag inserted, and we've got this suppressor on here, and I'm not really too worried about getting paint in or around it, so we're not even going to tape that thing up, but normally you might want to tape your muzzle. One thing you might want to do, it's not necessarily a requirement, I might degrease your rifle before painting. It does help retain that paint on the rifle. Let's start by doing that. Just a little degrease. What I'm using for this is Duplicolor Prep Spray. Ugh, dude, the solvent, whatever that is, oh shit, that smells like ass.
Hey guys, taking a quick break in the video to tell you about today's video sponsor, and that is Handle It Grips. You ever wanted a little bit more control, a little bit more grip over your gun? Maybe it's a little slippery, maybe you got sweaty hands? Hey, I won't fault you for that. Well, Handle It Grips will help you out with that. Handle It Grips is the industry-leading gun grip. They got a bunch of different textures. I'm sure you can find one that will fit your hands. This one's the Edge series, and it's on my TX22, and it feels more like a stippled grip, but they also offer the Elite series, which feels more like a rubber grip. These grips can be installed in minutes. They're very inexpensive, and they're great for everyday carry, or if you just want to get a little bit more control over your gun. And you've probably seen Handle It Grips' Instagram account. They do post some wild stuff from time to time. You guys can go over to the link in the description and use code PSR for a whole 25% off your Handle It Grips. So thanks again to Handle It Grips for sponsoring this video. Now back to the action.
The paints that we're going to be using today is this here Magic Olive Drab, Rust-Oleum Army Green. The instructions call for a flat woodland Krylon light green, but this is the closest I had, so it's going to have to make do. Rust-Oleum Flat Protective Enamel Brown, Rust-Oleum Flat Earth Brown, Rust-Oleum Camo Sand, and last but not least, Rust-Oleum Flat Khaki. So now that our rifle is degreased, we can go ahead and put down our first layer. Now, one of the distinctive characteristics of multicam is that there's a gradient between the colors. So our base layer is actually going to consist of 2 different colors. We're going to try to get a little bit of a smooth gradient transition from one color to the next. So our base layer for multicam, as we can see here, is going to consist of this kind of light, flat, dark earth mixed with this darker brown. And to use that, we're going to go with our flat khaki and our enamel brown. So let's try to get that gradient, see how we go. Remember to shake your cans real nice. So it's going to take a little bit of experimenting to see what we can do here, but I'm going to try to get that gradient real nice. I'm going to try to go vertically with that gradient and see if we can get a good, nice coverage here. Guys, given that we're in the garage, it's probably a good idea to put the respirator on. I decided it's a better idea to paint the first coat brown and then I'll go over it with the flat khaki. Guys, a little reminder, it's good to wait about 5 minutes between each coat to make sure the previous coat dries. Guys, the company that makes these stencils, Rattler Innovations, DM'd me just now and told me that they want to give you guys a code because I'm making this video. So the code is PSR for 5% off. I don't get a kickback from it, but provides you guys a little discount on these stencils. All right, so now we've got our two-tone base layer set up. Next up is our first stencil. This is the largest pattern. The multicam pattern is oriented kind of horizontally with relation to this stencil, so we're going to keep it horizontal. Now remember, when you're painting this, unfortunately, you're not going to be able to get the stencil perfectly flat on whatever you're painting. The Vertist, as you can see here, has a lot of nooks and crannies and little angles, so it's hard to get it perfectly flat, which is going to give you the most crisp pattern. It is kind of nice, actually, to get a little bit of blur in the pattern, too. Okay, I made a little bit of an oopsie. I was supposed to do a gradient with this as well, so we're going to try to do our best version of the gradient here. Alright, I actually don't think that turned out too bad. Alright, it's time to move on to our stencil number 2. So you can see the pattern is a bit smaller here. We're going to use our flat earth brown Rust-Oleum. Alright, congrats guys, you made it to the last stencil. Here we are with the stencil number 3 of our multicam pattern, and we're going to be using this here Rust-Oleum Camo Sand. Given that these are kind of accent to everything else, we're not going to go too crazy with them, but we're going to definitely lay them on there in bits and pieces here. Well guys, I think that came out pretty well. We put down some nice little happy multicam patterns on our rifle. It's not the most exciting pattern and everyone uses it, but I think it's pretty effective. Next, you're going to want to turn your rifle over and do the exact same thing. After we're done with that, let's take a look at the final product. So we've let it dry for about 24 hours and now we can handle it without it getting too tacky. And here it is, the Multicam MCX Vertist. And this of course is a pistol, but we're just gonna call it a rifle because fuck the NFA. ATF if you're watching, it is a pistol. Fuck the ATF. So it came together really nice. You'll see in the footage here when we put it up against the clothing and I hold it to my body, you really cannot see that rifle very well. Kind of disappears in that multicam pattern. And I think that's both a testament to the multicam pattern, but also the stencils themselves. Of course, our EOTech is not painted. Maybe at some point I will sack up and paint it, but we're just gonna leave that black here. And that's really the only thing that stands out on this rifle as it sits right now. You can see it in both the sun here and also in the shade. Multicam is a basic bitch camo, but it is very effective, and there's a reason why a lot of people use it, and a lot of governments use variants of it. Now, as far as the stencils go, I'm very impressed with these Rattler Innovations stencils. I am so impressed that I would love to see more patterns. Right now, there's an M81 variant of the stencils, there's a Desert Night Camo variant of the stencils, and there's a Vietnam Tiger Stripe variant. Now, the really cool thing about these stencils is they include multiple recipes. So you got your arid multicam, your tropic multicam, and even urban in that pack. So I think I will be trying that urban out pretty soon. And the Vietnam Tiger Stripe also has a Desert Tiger Stripe variant, which is very cool. So if you've been painting along with me, I hope your rifle project turned out great. And if it didn't, you can always repaint it and try again. And remember, if you do want to purchase these stencils, Rattler Innovations did give me a 5% off discount code, and that is PSR at checkout. I sure hope you enjoyed this episode of The Joy of Painting with me, PSR. I always have fun painting my rifles. Till the next Joy of Painting video, we'll see you soon. Take care now.